So we went live. I was in Oklahoma. Dave, you're in a new place. Where you at,
I
bro?
am. Man, I am sitting in a beautiful North Georgia.
Hell yeah, dude. North Georgia. You got some green. You got some mountains, dude. It's fucking beautiful
Lots of
back
mountains,
there.
lots of greenery. Yeah, it's good stuff, dude. We've been enjoying it. It's raining a lot, so if you guys know anything about Georgia, um, the rain is beautiful out here, so it's pretty amazing. Enjoying it for sure.
All right. I
What
think
about
my
you, man? How's
microphone
Oklahoma?
is quite a bit louder than yours, so I'm gonna fuck with
All
that
right,
shit. I'm gonna. Oh
I
yeah,
can I
now
can put
yours is
this right up
good.
right here. All right, man. I'll put mine right next to my mouth. All right, I
You don't have
got
to
you.
put it that close, dude. Somewhere between.
We'll figure this out.
Dude.
I'm used to having
Yeah,
mine all set up with my arm and all. So
I
we'll
know,
work it
dude.
out as we go.
We're going fucking naked, bro. All right, dude. I like your cutoffs. I've been thinking about losing my sleeves with this fucking humidity here in Oklahoma, dude. I'm
See,
not used to
when I
it.
was uh when I was a roofer in Oklahoma, back in high
Yeah,
school days, for my
yeah.
punishment for watching porn when I was a kid, I used to
Don't
be a
watch
roofer,
porn,
and
kids.
so I used to take my sleeves off my shirt, right, and just cut them out, and then my sleeves would be my sweatband. So I most of my shirts were sleeveless when I was growing up. So naturally, when I moved to a humid place, I would get 3 or 4 more shirts. Now I thought I had in my teens cut off shirts, and I counted them the other day. I think I have 62, bro.
Dude, I
62 cut
told
off
you
sleeve shirts.
I
So
needed some of those before I left town.
got so many. It's not even funny. And some of them are just larges and mediums that don't fit me anymore. So I just need to get back into wearing them. So, what's up, Unc? Nice to see you, man.
Unc, we missed you too, bro. Me too. Hell yeah,
Yes.
dude.
We've been trying to take off as many days as possible, getting ready for this next season. Um,
Draft,
it's
bro.
going
This
to be
is an
good to be
exciting
able to
time,
get back
dude.
in things.
I can't believe the draft is,
Dude,
is
this draft,
already
this
tomorrow.
it's intense. Like in all the moving around that's happening and all the ideas that could be happening. I just don't remember one in history like this. It's going to be really interesting. So I'm really pumped that players like this are going to be drafted, and we're going to see players that should be in the teens like somehow get drafted in the top 7, top 8. It's going to be fun, man. I'm excited about this draft.
So let's do our final prediction. Number 12, Dave. Who are we going to pick at 12? Will we pick at 12? What's going to happen?
Man, I've gone through this so many times. If we trade up, I feel like we're going to trade up to get somebody like Jarris Walker, Taylor Hendricks. I think that those are the two guys that we would trade up to go get to target. But on the same sense, the more I look at these picks here, man, the more I start realizing that staying where we're at is really, I guess, incredibly intelligent, um, because there's so many players that going to fall that should be a top 8 player.
Yeah, dude, for
I'm
sure.
watching all this news that these players are dropping up, like Bilal. He's
Yeah.
dropping up. I'm jumping up right now.
Yeah,
You
he's jumping
have
top 10, it seems like people are
just other,
talking.
yeah, Kobe Buffkin. I think these
Yeah.
guys are
He's
moving up,
falling
and people
back.
are
I
starting to
think
take note of them. And
Kobe Buffkin seems to be falling back by a lot of people's standard. He could eat well at 12, it seems like.
yeah, and then you have Derek Lively. Some people are saying Dallas is in love with Derek Lively. Like there's so many crazy things that could happen that lead us to a place where we're sitting at 12, and a guy like Jarris Walker is available, or Tyler Hendricks is available at 12. So for me, it's about being patient and just sitting there and not doing anything. So what's up, Blake? It's nice to see you, man.
What's up, Blake? Um, so we got to find out, Unc, Blake, who do you guys think we're going to pick? Are we going to pick at 12? Because, I can pull names out of my ass, but that's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? Each time we've asked our listeners, like, who they think we're going to go with, it seems like they know a lot more about this than we do. You know what I mean, Dave?
Yeah, and there's moments that it's all about what Sam Presti is um, really looking at for this draft for the future of this team. For me, I look at power forward, I look at forwards, I look at centers as needs for this team. But then again, what Sam's done in this recent drafts with drafting these guard hybrid players, I don't want anything to stop like that. So for me, I mean, I sound greedy, but I wish we could trade back to like 14 or 16 and get 16 and 20. You know, like there's so much talent in this draft
Hmm.
that we could get a player that will have a major impact right away, and then
Okay, so
have
let me
a
ask
player
you.
that we have to develop for some time.
Some players we really liked seem have to fallen where you could get them at 16 and 20. So if we did go with that, who would you
That's
like
exactly it.
for 16
Yeah.
and 20? What names are you thinking?
Smith Jr.,
Yeah, me too.
16.
Me too, man. Me too.
Um, yeah, Smith Jr. is somebody who gets me excited. Then at 20, the thing is at 20, there's so many different guys that could be there.
You know who I'd like
But
to? Sensenbog. Bryce
who?
Sensenbog. Bryce Sensenbog from Ohio State.
Yeah,
Freshman.
I like him too.
Can score. He's got good
I think
size.
Ray and Rupert is who I would go with.
There
20.
you go. I mean, even another guy that we could even theoretically talk ourselves into without even it being a stretch. Let me see. What's his name right here? Leonard Miller. Leonard Miller, if you could pick him up around
Yeah,
20.
dude, I love Leonard.
Yeah. Big body,
Dude,
athletic
yeah,
wing, can defend multiple positions. He played G League, so he's got some pro experience, but also played French basketball. That's something we've talked a lot about is these French players. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama is getting all this
yeah,
attention and deservedly so. But these other French players are elite, man, and a lot of
they're special,
talk
man. So
recently,
special.
like you said about the other guy. I can't remember his name right now. Bilal, and then these
Yeah,
other names that keep being filled in. It's really really great.
man, it's fun to see like what's happening and what can happen in the future with this draft. It's important to um,
Yeah,
recognize that this draft is going to be in a place that's different. You know,
yeah, yeah. Do you think we'll go for a guard?
man, this is what I love about Sam Presti is that he's had a lot of success with guards, and if there's a right
Yeah.
guard there, yeah, I do think he'll go for a guard. Um, but then again, I wouldn't pressure anything or press anything at all. You know?
What about Jalen Hood Shafino? We talked about him some. He seems to have climbed up some boards all the way up to number 13 at this moment. Um, do you
Sure.
think he's could be a target, or is he too redundant skill set wise?
There's an elite caliber of players here, bro.
Hmm.
Um, and I look at Shafino as being one of those players that could develop into that. But to me, at 12, I feel like there's going to be two or three players that can play major impact players into this team right away. Whether that's a center, whether that's a power forward, or whether that's a guard. Um, that's where I'm looking at this. 12 is important to us, incredibly important to us. And whether we trade back, we keep it, we move up, it's going to be for a power forward, center, or a combo guard. And I think that's what we know. I mean, like, those are the three positions that the NBA is known for right now. I mean, there's some point guards and there's some shooting guards, but combo guards are the guards of the future. What's up, Kamel?
What's up, buddy?
Miss you too, man.
Yo, so let's talk a little bit. Jump all the way up to Brandon Miller. Talk a little bit about him at the number 2 pick. Obviously, we're not going to get too talented for the pick we have, and that's enough said there. There's more to it than that, but we'll leave it there. A lot of people are making comps with
Sure.
him, like a Paul George. They're maybe even playing the KD game, which is always interesting every time a 6'9" scorer comes out, right? But
Yep.
my question about him is, how will he handle like a decade in the NBA? How is he going to handle adversity, right? Like what makes a player like KD special is really like that killer instinct we saw with him in Texas. Take that to the
Yeah.
highest levels in the NBA. Like, do you think Brandon Miller has that killer instinct, or is he just a guy that people look at him and say like he should be a good NBA player because of his height and skill? But really, when he gets punched in the face, he's not going to be able to handle it.
All right. how do I say this without being disrespectful to Brandon Miller? Every NBA draft, there's always an Anthony Bennett. I've struggled at whether a player in this draft in the top, there was going to be a top player, like top 7, that was going to be that Anthony Bennett. I love Brandon Miller. I love the way that his game translated in college. But if there was a player that was going to turn out to be Anthony Bennett in this draft, I would have to say it's going to be a Brandon Miller.
Yeah, man, that's a good one.
I love
Ouch.
here's the thing that's so stupid to me too is I love Scoot Henderson. I think he's one of the best guards I've scouted in a long time in the draft, and it's crazy to me that Brandon Miller is above him right now in most drafts. Like people are saying, "Oh yeah, Brandon Miller is going to go above Scoot," and I'm like, "What the hell? Why? I don't get it. Don't get it at all, man."
You
What's
know
up,
why, dude?
Mawani? Frank,
What's
how
up?
you guys doing?
What's up, guys? Yo, so you know why, bro? It's because people look at him and they think he's the same thing as or KD or Paul George because they have like similar attributes. But in the end, bro, no,
Sure,
they're
it's
not the
that
same
heart.
thing. Yeah, dude, exactly. Because what made Paul George come back from his devastating injury isn't his height. It's not his jump shot. It's his heart.
Man, there's a fine line between a player like what was that guy that used to play for us? PG-13?
Yeah, Paul
No,
George, right? Paul
no,
George,
not Paul
yeah,
George, but the other guy,
different one.
the tall, skinny guy that went by initials too.
Oh,
Um,
you're talking about Chris Paul and Paul George, dude. I'm talking Paul George.
no, no, no. I'm talking like the
Different fucking
tall, skinny
guy.
guy. The
How many skinny
P. It
guys we
starts
got
with the.
there?
He had initials. P.
Oh,
Josh, man,
PJ.
gosh, this
Oh,
guy was
Perry Jones the third. PJ3.
that's the dude. PJ
PJ3.
three, right? All right, so
Yeah.
PJ three. I feel like there's a fine line between a PJ three and a KD in the league, bro.
Yeah.
Because you could be tall, lanky, and be like, oh, this guy could have all this, he could do all this, but then you get him out there, and you just notice that he doesn't have it. I mean, we've all, if you've been a coach, you all get it. We've
Yeah.
all been there.
Yeah.
But I look at that's why I look at this draft, man, and I say Tyler Hendricks, Walker, and I would say a player that falls to 12 that wasn't expected to fall to 12 would be the top 3 guys in this draft that I would go after, right outside of Scoot Henderson. Like if I could get Scoot Henderson for a steal, then obviously I'd be like, okay, fine, you fuckers made me take it, I'll take it. Jam it down my throat.
Yeah, dude. Jam it
What's
down
up,
your throat
Phantom?
for sure. What's up?
Oh, he's
Everybody's
so
showing up,
good, man.
guys. Man, we're pumped about this draft. Dave and I are figuring out all the new details to our new digs as things are getting down. I turned my camera off, bro. I just went for it because it was just dragging. I'm like, dude, you're flying solo on the visual.
I'm all right with that. I can fly solo on the visual. I'll make sure I give people some good visuals.
Yeah, dude, you gotta keep them entertained. But um,
And
I
it's good
dude,
though because it's like
the camera on really
we're
fast and then turn it back off, bro. Here we go. Here you go, guys. I'm here and I'm
all
gone.
right.
Bye, guys.
There you go. Mark's there. We also have a leg. I will fix that next time, guys. I'm really sorry about that. I think it's like a 10-second or 15-second holdout. So we'll fix that for the next time. Mark, teach me how to do that later.
Yeah, dude, we're figuring out all this stuff.
We're
Dave's
we're
got
gonna
the
we're trying
Wi-Fi.
to switch to. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to taking over this, so it'll take me some time to get it all situated and figured out. But stick with us when we're doing that. But tomorrow, man, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, we have 8 Eastern. We have the draft, and Mark and I are just discussing like where we think should go in this. Again, my preferable idea would be trading 12 and getting 14 and another teen or maybe early 20s pick to go with it, because there's so many players in this draft that are just unbelievable players that I get excited about. I like 12. I think we should stay there. But on the same sense is that if we're going to trade, I want to see us get multiple picks, unless we go out and get Jarris Walker or Tyler Hendricks. Those 2 guys, in my opinion, are worth getting.
Dude, I'm going. If I'm picking my two, I'm going with Anthony Black, if we could somehow, or Bilal, Kalabalai. I can't say it, but those are the two guys I'm thinking are worth it to make a play for. If we sit there at 12, there's a couple of guys that we could just pick up. That I honestly, this happens every draft, but there are players that are 10 through 15 that I'm like, two of these guys is going to be a star. I'm not sure which one, but I'm telling you, when you look down this list and you're
Yeah.
like Derek Lively, Keontae George, Jalen Hood Shafrano, Grady Dick, Bilal Calabai, Cam Whitmore. Now this is just from like the Ringers list, but I know a couple of these guys are going to be really good players, and one of these guys has a chance to be an absolute superstar. We see it happen every year, man.
Sure.
We do.
And I want to talk about something Phantom just brought up here is Miricic, the player that is the MVP for EuroLeague.
Yeah, dude.
I love this player. I just can't get too excited about him because every year there's always this rumor he's going to come in and play for the Thunder. But if we were to pick him up as a point guard, as a combo guard, and play on this team, and then we were to get that big man that we needed for this draft, that would be huge offseason for us. I think that would be one of the better off seasons we've had. It'll be exciting to see how it all comes together. But the reality is that I do think that we're a veteran guard in a big man, a big body. It doesn't need to be a big man; it needs to be a big body, away from being a 55-win team. And if we're able to pick up Miricic, who I feel like it could be one of those players that comes in and just shocks everybody with how ready he is for the NBA, and then you pick up a player that is a big body that's going to share time with JRE and share time with Jay Will and Chet and Poku. It allows us to keep those guys healthy and injury free. So for me, it's keeping these guys injury free and healthy for the playoffs.
Yeah, dude. We've seen a lot of like young players come in and play, and this year it seems like we're specifically probably going to see less young players come in and play. You think
Which is
it's
great.
because some of these veterans
Shows that we're not
are-
rebuild.
okay? So like, what do you think we expect out of guys like Poku and Jeng this coming year?
What's up, Yep Yawners?
What's up? What's up?
Listen, their leash is going to be short. Let's just put it like that. Like
Okay.
the play that we've seen from Poku, it's got to be sharp. The JRE's got to be sharp. J Will's got to be sharp. Whoever we pick up in the draft has got to be sharp. And if it's not, then we're going to be looking at a situation where J Will is going to outplay them, and then the rookie's going to outplay them, and then they're going to find these guys down on the bench, and it's going to be hard to get off a bench, in this particular team. With this particular team, and you could see a lot of these guys hit the G League again. I don't want it, but on the same sense as I want these guys to do what they need to do to get their game ready attitude and mentality on, and that's a scary thing, man, because some of these young kids aren't going to be ready to play and step up for that level. But that's where a great leadership comes in. That's where you see Kenny hustle and earn his money. You're going to see, I hope Miricic comes in and helps lead that team as well. So there's a lot of players that are going to be fun to watch as they develop, and that's the key right there. Is that this team is done rebuilding, but we're not done developing, and there's going to take time for that to happen.
Absolutely, man. Dude, I love it, man. I think having a chance to have a team that puts up 50, maybe, I don't know, we're getting excited, 40 plus wins, right? And at the same time, we're still seeing young players get minutes and opportunities. What would Miricic really want? Like, to me, that's pretty much the perfect situation, right?
Yeah, you want to go into a situation where you could go and prove that you can play, that you can lead, because now you're a veteran player. So, going to a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder where you can step on and get playing time right away. They'll find a spot for you. They're going to help develop you into that NBA player. Then you can go and maybe play for a different team if you don't like that. But make a 2-year contract, 1-1. The Oklahoma City Thunder have proven that they're willing to let players walk if it's not a perfect mix. And that's what's key for Miricic as he's going through this, is that if he doesn't like it, he can say, I don't want to be in this situation anymore, and the Oklahoma City Thunder will let him out. They've done it before with these foreign players, and they'll do it again if it helps the player mentally, physically, and whatever he needs. And we've watched Abrinas go off and be incredibly successful after playing with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and really him needing a chance to get out and restart his revitalize his career. And so the Oklahoma City Thunder have no shame in doing that. And I think that that's something that Miricic can sit and say, I want to have an opportunity to play in the NBA, and this might be my chance because no other team is going to let me go if I'm not having a good season halfway through.
All right, one more question, and then I gotta eat.
All right, man.
How many players do we leave the draft with? 1, 2, 3, none, or more?
I would say 3 or more.
3 or more. All right, and we only have 2 picks,
3
right?
or more. I know we only have two picks. We only have 2 picks. But are we talking like we're talking unsigned or undrafted free agents too, right?
Not. Those usually happen a couple days after.
Sam
so I'm just
Presti
thinking,
likes
like,
those rookies.
he has, and I do.
I'm
think
talking
we'll have
rookies.
those. Okay, I'm thinking
Okay.
more like how many new players do we have on the team at the end of draft night tomorrow?
All right. I think Miricic is one. That will be known that we are signing him to a deal tomorrow.
Really? You
So
think
that's
of that?
one. I think our 12th pick will be 2. And then I think our 3rd pick will be either number 50 or we find a way to trade that and another pick to go up into the first round.
So you're thinking Miricic, but without Miricic, which is still, like you said, too hard to get too excited about, you're thinking 2.
Yeah. I think 2.
That was a
So I
long
think
ass
that's
answer for the number of draft picks we have, dude.
But that's because like I want to fall in love with this idea that we get like 14 and 19, you know? I like this
Yeah.
draft.
Dude, I dig it, man. I dig
So.
it. All right, well,
All
I
right,
gotta
bro.
eat. Like I said, we're gonna be back
Let's do it.
tomorrow, same basic time. Let's make it happen.
We will watch the draft with you guys. Get this done.
Peace out. We'll see you then.